Ready?
Yeah.
You can advance.
Okay. We have a lovely video here to try to whet your appetite a little bit for travel. So I have, there you go. There's all the text.
I try. And hopefully it actually loads.
Hello, yeah.
Where do I want to go?
Italy, Machu Picchu,
Australia.
Ireland,
Washington, D.C. Monaco.
Belgium.
I want to explore the other side of the world.
I have no idea what to pack.
I say so often, I'd love to go to these places. But I long for the day that I can actually say, I fell in love with these places.
A lot of that.
On a beach in Italy. You don't understand the beauty. We're not coming home. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Get started. Get started. Let's go. Let's go. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Oh. Yeah, here we go now. So good.
So,
I mean, I'll be honest with you, every time I see that, I tear up just a little bit because I'm so excited for this kids and I go back to see. And I want to see all. I want to do it everywhere.
and even though my daughter acts like she doesn't appreciate it, she actually does. And Jackie knows my daughter. So, yeah, she's like, oh, remember that? I'm like, okay.
And you do have impromptu things like the young man who's going on
That horn,
that big horn, right? Like the forks.
I call it the Ricola
Yeah.
horn.
It
That's
is.
the only thing I ever see it in is the Ricola commercial.
So today we're going to be our introduction. We have a basic introduction. We're going to continue on then with the itinerary so that it's fast that y'all want. Because you want to get some of the mind details about what we'll be doing. What's included with the packages and everything else that you have to do for us and what our travel partner is about. Safety and support, which is always paramount on everyone's mind, is how to make sure that they're safe. And then crises and how to enroll. All right, your Vinton WorldTrekkers. I am Beyond Nichols, and I am an English teacher at Winter High School. I have traveled several times with EF, one time when I was a 17-year-old student. So I'm quite the veteran in that regard. And Ashley Satterfield is with us as well. She actually can't be here tonight. It is her 17th birthday, so she's with him as she should be. So, and then of course Terry Brown, Spanish teacher and ICRC. Why do we travel? What is it that we do? We have pictures here. This is the young lady who, of course, does not She really does. Look at that smile. She loves this. And that was in 2022, like that one was, that was your 2018?
That was 2016. That was my very first one.
2016, that was 2018.
Yeah.
And I am not exactly sure when Ashley took this, but I believe she was in college when she traveled here. We traveled for exposure to see the world, to try to become more accepting of everyone around us and appreciative of how, even though we're all so different, we're all so much the same, so very similar. Exposure like you, music, food.
Food. We love food. We could talk about food all day.
Pero, why do you like to travel?
Because I've been doing it my whole life. One, and it has exposed me to many different cultures, mainly because being born in a different country and then becoming accustomed to another country and then moving to another country and then coming back and being as a teenager growing up in a foreign country and having to learn that language and actually having to say, okay, this is not an everyday thing for everybody else, and just being able to give them that experience in travel and experiencing all those different languages and the cultures, the people. It is all so much more more eye-opening than it is just reading about it, because as a Spanish teacher, we talk about Barcelona and the Park de Güell and the Sagrada Familia and everything else, and until you actually see it, you're like, oh my gosh, this thing is massive and it's not even done yet and it's under construction for over 100 years. So, but being able to experience something like that, or just being in the London Eye that we experience, or seeing the Eiffel Tower in Paris and the Giant's Causeway in Ireland, or Edinburgh Castle in real life, and you're like, okay, these things have been standing for centuries, and they've been attacked and rebuilt, and they've been bombed during wars, you know. So it's like they don't really grasp that just reading about it. So that's why our motto as Vinton WorldTrekker is like, the world is our best classroom, and giving the students that experience and actually learning firsthand what people are seeing and what they've lived, and just not just the accents and the language, but the people themselves.
It's amazing because once you actually begin to sort of expand mind in that way, you want to keep on trying new things and seeing new things and experiencing new adventures, and then actually bringing it back home and relating it to things that you're doing right now. So I can tell you that pictures that I put up of myself in some of the structures I talked about when I'm teaching available, it's like the kids are like, oh, I get it now. Because they see me next to something that I'm talking about within the class. It's amazing.
I'm trying to move the podium a little bit closer to you so that, yeah, you're too far. Virtual people can't hear you. There you go.
Better?
Is that better? So, there you go.
Okay, education travel introduces new ways of learning. Absolutely, the world is your classroom. Provides innovative hands-on skills. I can tell you right there, the very first time I traveled as a chaperone, not as a student, watching the kids look at the map for the London Underground and go, oh, and then actually by the end of the day, they're like, no, we have to go this one, we have to step this, and we have to go over here, and they figured it out.
And the afternoon that we had in London, they were all over the city. And I could watch them in Life 360. It's like, okay, there's some here at this museum while the other ones are over here. It's like, I knew where everybody was either way, but they were able to navigate the tube, no problem.
It was amazing.
So,
and I've seen that in my son as well. He came with us to Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, and just the way that he can look at a map and figure out where it is that we're going now, because we had to do that when we were trying to find our tour director who was at some other trip. It's wonderful. It gives students off the screens in interacting and realizing how much is out there, as opposed to not getting in the way. No. Okay. Interacting with the world, trying new things, And that's probably the most important right now. Complements the academic curriculum. I've already said that I take pictures back and I use them when I'm teaching in class, and it helps a lot in that regard, and provides an opportunity to discover life's passions. I did not have this experience myself, but there was a student who went on a different trip who realized just how much she absolutely loves art. When she went to Iceland, she found a museum and went into the art museum all by herself just so she could look around and see different things. And she brought that back home with her and ended up using it on a paper that she wrote for me later on, which is really kind of cool. So.
And we had Natalie that spent the afternoon in the Louvre.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
She
Well, it was
an art
Natalie.
major too.
It was Natalie. All right. I can't see it on that close to it.
Very nice.
Okay. So 55 years of experience, and they've been doing this for quite some time. They know what they're doing. They know how to keep you safe. And they have staff on the ground 365 days a year. There is a main hub in London, which is close to where we are, but there's also a satellite office in Edinburgh. So even when we're in Scotland and several hours away from England itself, and then much further from London, we still will have a main office that is close enough to us. Plus, we have, that's okay, we have the tour guide who stays with us the entire time, and is multilingual, etc. They're a world leader in international education, and they're also accredited. They work through a
Southern New Hampshire
Southern-
University.
New Hampshire University, which is accredited. So if you choose to use that side of the it can actually count towards high school credit or college credit. All right. We're not alone. There are quite a few schools in this area that do have some tours either going soon or have toured in the past. And yeah, I mean, out of those, both Roanoke City and Roanoke County
And Franklin County.
and Franklin County, yes. And this is what we're all looking for. This is our itinerary. This is where we start to get really excited, and I might get giggly, and I'm so sorry, but I get really excited. All right. We're going to be going to flying into Glasgow and going up to West Highlands, to Inverness, and then down to Edinburgh, and then coming home.
So that's just a quick overview.
In the process, we'll have to look for Nessie. Keep an eye out for that. We will get to go to a world-renowned art gallery, which I'm really excited for. It's pretty. And of course, you get to see the big volcanic rock is what we want to see, right? Not the castle sitting on top of it. So we will actually get to walk around inside the castle that is on the big rock overlooking the entire city. Okay, so if you start here, we fly overnight to Scotland. We end up taking a tour of Glasgow and to visit the Kelvin Grove Museum and Art Gallery, which I believe was that gorgeous one that we saw the inside of. This is what I'm excited for. We go to the backpack center. Yes, nope, they're done here.
I do it all the time.
And then we go to the Battle of Bannockburn, which I'm also very excited for. This is, if I remember correctly, this is the last really big battle between the Scots and the English that took place here, and we will see all of that. We're going to Doon Castle. We just go inside that. We go to Fort William, and then we're going to take a train ride from Fort William. It's probably Scots Gaelic, and I don't know how to pronounce that.
Mallet? I don't know.
I'll have to learn how to pronounce that.
And it's
So-
not Gaelic, it's Gaelic.
It is Irish Gaelic and Scots Gaelic.
Was
I learned that. I did learn that.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
We will be sending these, the presentation after the meeting, so.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay, yep. And
Yeah.
then yes,
up here.
then we go to the Glenfinnan Monument and Visitor Center. We get to pick a cruise on March 9th.
So be on the lookout for Loch Ness.
That's how I'm getting Christopher. And then we go to Urquhart Castle, and that is another one that I am just itching and giggly about getting to see in person and stuff. A guided tour of Edinburgh, which is always fabulous, and our tour of Edinburgh Castle. The Scottish Storytelling Center, which that really intrigues me as well. We've been to Edinburgh, but we didn't get to spend much time there, so I think this might be something I can even take home by my classes, right? The National Museum of Scotland, and then from there we come home. Okay,
So 9 full days.
very full days, but you will leave a different person. Don't forget about the food. We have our Scotch eggs, which I've made, by the way, and they're delicious. It's basically just eggs and sausage. That's really it. You have your scones and tea and jam, and of course you have
Fish and chips.
fish and chips.
That's right.
You have a full, what do you call this?
Isn't that blood sausage?
Well, that is, yes, but it's the breakfast is called, like the full English breakfast. That's basically what this is. Except it's missing the beans, actually. And then a pie, a pasty or a pie or something. So all very delicious. Okay, so these are the dates. This is what we requested right there, the 7th through the 15th. But because they actually tried to get us the most tickets together that are at a better price, it could waiver here, the 4th through whatever 9 days after 4 days.
The 4th to the 7th. That'll be about the 13th.
Okay, or it could go here, which would be the 18th, the 9th to the 18th. So you want to, this is where we are, but because we don't know exactly what the dates are, you need to walk off the entire chunk just to make sure that you're not actually like out of town of heat from which you go to the party. Okay,
And we usually know that a few months out. We were lucky with Japan and we got ours super early. So that was nice. It's like, hey, block these dates off. These are definite dates. So hopefully we'll be able to do the same with this trip.
yes, 2 to 3 months before we'll get confirmed dates, and then at that point we'll have more specific information. But if you have that flexibility, it just makes it easier. It's less stress when we do kind of get those dates in, and then you can officially put it down in your calendar. Okay. We could possibly, wait, go back, sorry. We could possibly combine with another school, and I'm bringing that up specifically because I have a friend who teaches in Georgia who's actually trying to join us on this to make sure that we have enough for that. So we have had that happen several times. It happened when I was 17. It happened in 2018.
Happened in 2016.
And
We were private in 22.
yeah. But it's always been a wonderful experience, or at least in my experience, it's been wonderful. We've gotten to know students at other schools. We're still in touch with some of the teachers at those other schools. The kids came back and they decided to like go halfway and meet up with their friends that they met from the other school, and so that's wonderful. And my friend Liz has been teaching for quite some time, and she was excited about this and was interested in joining us on this particular trip as well.
Also an English teacher in Georgia.
Yes, also an English teacher. All right, what is included? Our round trip airfare. That's always exciting. The hotel stays at quality, clean accommodations. They vary, especially considering the fact that we're going through Europe. Some of them are a little bit small, but they're all really, really cute, quaint. Some of them are much more modern. So it shifts depending on where it is that you are. We've been in like renovated mansions that got turned into a hotel. We've also been in the Uber, completely mechanic type. Not mechanic, that's not the word I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, but everything was like clean and hard cut, like, you know? And
Modern,
industrial. There you go. Thank you. All right.
That was Switzerland.
Yes, absolutely. Regional style meals for breakfast and dinner. Okay. And that includes things that you would find in that area. Lunch is usually going to be on your own, or it may not be dinner. It might be that you get lunch if you're traveling then later on in the day. So you get 2 meals a day, either way. That's what it comes down to. A tour director who is literally with us the entire time. They are waiting for us when we arrive at the airport, and they do not leave until we're through security, and then they wave at us because they can't get past security at that point and send us home. So they've been, the ones that I've had have been wonderful, and they are with us the entire time. They're multilingual, they can communicate with anyone, and they're the ones that we go to if there's any issue or problem, and they try to figure out how to resolve it. Transportation on the tour is usually a very comfortable motor coach bus. The kids in Germany and Austria were thrilled to find out that we were riding Mercedes-Benz. Expert local guides with all of our areas that we stop, and the individual guides through the cities. Those are the ones that we will be meeting up with there. Guided sightseeing of the destinations that we are going to be attending, and entrances to those specific landmarks, attractions, etc. That otherwise people would have to pay for. Like Edinburgh Castle, you would have to pay to enter, but we go in because they've already got all that taken care of. Okay. You are responsible for passports, if applicable, visas, but for Scotland at this time, you do not need a visa. The baggage fees if you check a bag. If you can manage to make it work with the carry-on, that is usually advisable because that way you don't have to worry about it getting lost or being delayed at customs or anything along that line. Tips for local guides, bus drivers, and the tour director, and some of the meals and snacks and souvenirs. Even if it's just a postcard, you still need to be able to bring that home or send it. Right? And this is why we partner with the EF. Every single blue dot is an office that they have. Every single one of those. So there's going to be a flare up to there. They have the office in London, as I've already stated, and then they have a satellite in Edinburgh. But they're all over. So it does not matter where we end up going when we do our tours. There's someone there, someone close by. All right, so they are local support. They have insight worldwide. They keep a finger, a pulse on every single thing that's going on in the world. So our 2022 tour was actually supposed to be going more into Eastern Europe, and at that point we changed it because Putin was starting his little bit of fun with Ukraine, and we were not about to play chicken with that. So really, which I was very grateful for. Yes. Well, we look out for the children too. EF safety and incident response team is always on alert, always. And there are rigorous health standards. So just in case, we're still coming out of a little bit of COVID-19 things and stuff along that line. But even when we traveled in 2022, there were safety things in place, and everyone, for the most part, was able to get through that unscathed. For the most part, right? 24/7. There's a tour director who stays in the same hotels as us, and as I said, picks us up at the airport, drops us off, and acts as a chaperone and team support while we're there.
So chaperone team support is me. I am the chaperone as well as her.
Yes.
So, well, Dion will be your group leader, and if needed, I will be on that trip as well as her chaperone. If they don't need me, Dion is your go-to person. Okay.
Yep.
Good. There's my.
He was hiding. All right, so I wanted this slide to stay in here specifically because they do have things in place to gain college credits and also for help with the college essay. So my plan personally is to make sure that my son, who is going into the senior year, is going to be gaining 3 college credits. So he will enter his collegiate experience with some of those credits already out of the way. It'll go in as an elective, but hopefully this is one way that I can help him sort of get a leg up by taking what he has experienced in Scotland and turning it into something that really sticks with him and resonates with him. Going that line. So they can earn half a high school credit by using the personalized learning guide. So you still have options for high school credit as well, or college credits, and of course, assistance on the essays, because if you don't know what else to write about when it comes to all those prompts they send you, you can usually find something with just experiences and adventures that you've had in life. Okay? All right. You come home changed. We saw it in a matter of hours with the London Underground. I see it continually to this day. I took my son to Canada this past summer, and I was overwhelmed by how he did not even blink at all the languages and regalia and different ways of dressing that he experienced every time we went somewhere in Canada. You have a growth mindset. You learn to embrace new challenges. You figure out how to fix it. They have an expanded worldview and a global perspective. And there is so much personal development that they don't necessarily realize is happening until after it's all said and done. And it's more of a reflective type thing that takes place later on. They also gain necessary skills to make an impact and help students to the better place. All right, so the travel team, these two right here, we actually know them. They're real. They exist. That is Alicia and Lauren. And they're the ones who work with us specifically to make sure that we have materials ready for you, that they will be with us all the way up until the point of departure to make sure that everything's safe.
Even while we are on tour, because they actually take turns on the help support, the traveler support line, for if we are on tour, we have a question or something like that. One of them is actually on that line. So if not them, somebody who works with other groups closely is on there.
Okay, we have the traveler support team if there's questions or concerns, either up to the point that we depart or even after if we have to on. Our tour director, as I have already stated, is with us 24/7 from the moment we arrive at the destination airport until we leave. And we leave. And I will be here, and I will do everything I can to answer any questions that you have. Okay. Book with confidence. You have a peace of mind program, and we have flexibility for uncertain times or unforeseen circumstances. As I said, they keep a finger on the pulse of what's going on in the world. If there is a massive storm that knocks out power, they will do what they can to make sure that we are, taken care of with whatever it was that we were supposed to be doing. So it's not just, politics, it's things that just happen sometimes too. And we have with that the global travel protection, which is automatically included when you enroll, or the travel protection plus, which is $400 more. But the difference between these two is that this one is already included when you enroll. This one you can only add on when you enroll. You cannot go back later on and add it on. And with this one, you are able to cancel for any reason up to 24 hours prior to departure.
This one covers up until 110 days before departure. Okay, so this is 110 before departure. This one you can cancel up to 24 hours for any reason. Okay.
Okay. And then we also have a risk-free enrollment period where if you register or enroll within tonight, tomorrow, you have 14 days from today to go ahead and do that. Oh, sorry, I can't. Something came up and I have to cancel, and you will get 100% of your money back. Between all three of those, it's actually one of those things where it's better to kind of go ahead and do it if you feel like you are able to, just because you know that you do have a little bit of leeway. You have those 2 weeks to kind of figure out what's going on. Okay. Good. All right. So in order to make it happen, we do have the Global Citizenship Scholarship, and it's designed to help students discover the world. So this would not be for the adults, which is a little bit sad. But BF awards up to $100,000 in scholarships each year, and it is needs and merit based. I was wrong. On the line. Any enrolled traveler may apply. I should have read that last one. Okay. Anyone can apply for that if it is going to help you out, and you need to put in a request for that. We also have the customizable tour fundraising page. Any traveler who enrolls has on your like dashboard for your account, you can send a link to anyone else and say, hey, if you're able to, instead of giving me a Christmas present, put some money into this, and they end up helping pay off some of your tour costs. All of the money goes directly to your particular cost. It's not like they keep a share of it, because what they're doing is they're paying down the balance. And EF wants you to travel. So I used this past Christmas, and we had a decent chunk taken out of my son's Japan trip. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
All right, everything that we do gets. We get the itinerary and logistics, everything we talked about, getting on tour. You have protection with your payments and flexible payment options. Personal tour fundraising page, where 100% of that goes to the balance. The global travel protection plan is also included. You have safety and support. Your personal travel account is online, plus the support team, plus the safety and incident response team, plus the peace of mind program. They really want you to feel secure when you're traveling. And then you have everything that you gain as someone who's experiencing something new. And even if you've been to one of these places before, it's still new. I've been, as I said, I've been to London twice, and it was completely different. So both times. Yeah, yeah, good. Okay, so how do we make this happen? All right. If you, after your $95 enrollment fee, if you sign up for the automated payments, then it would be $81 every other week, bi-weekly. All right, or $171 monthly. Okay. When you do this, you can pick the date. You have a leeway after you enroll for that $95. You have a little bit of leeway to pick when you want your payments to first start coming out. And that's going to dictate whether it's 171 or if it goes up just a little bit, only because you might push it out a little bit farther to when it starts to actually happen. So I played with that with my son a couple of times. All right. So for students, it is $4,889, and for adults, it's $5,619, and adults is
20 and up.
20 and up. I always confuse that. So 20 and up. If that means that you will be turning 20 right before you go, right? Then it goes based on the date of departure, not based on the date that you enroll. And we do have a limited time offer of a $200 discount, which brings it down to $4,600 for students and $5,400 for adults. There is a $200 discount up through March 15th. I think that's on the next page, up through March 15th. Okay, so it is $95 to enroll and to reserve your spot, and it is you get a $200 discount up through March 15th if you were able to do that. I was getting it. Additionally, if you are able to enroll by midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time, EF has promised us an additional $100 off.
Oh, we have travelers here for Japan, so you get another $100 off if you are a repeat traveler. So once we actually depart to Japan, it will be applied to your account when we return. Okay, so you've got the $200 discount. If you sign up tonight, it's a $100 discount, so that's already $3. And if you are a repeat traveler, that's another $100. So you are getting $400 off of your trip if you are a repeat traveler or any of those qualifications.
Yes.
So
yes. And with the guaranteed spots available, that is not locked in. We have more space if you know of anyone else who's interested. We just have to, this is what we are trying to ensure that we do initially to make sure that the trip can take place. Okay. Is that everything? Did I get everything off the other side?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
do we have any questions?
Up to this point.
No? All right. So if you are interested. You can sign up now or later, but in the Zoom room, looks like they don't have any questions. Mr. Collins?
No?
No.
Okay.
Nope, you said no. All right.
All right. Contact us if anything does arise, if you do have questions later on. Okay,
We will be sending this information as a follow-up, in a follow-up email, so don't worry about like trying to remember all of that. We do have a Zoom, since we do record our Zoom meeting as well, we send that. So if you have any questions as you're going through the information, you can go back and refer to the recording as well.
okay.
Okay? Thank you for coming tonight.